Now, I'm trying to do a voiceover this time, and I've never really done it. As you can see here, I've got 3 of my Subway ceramic tiles. I think these are like 6 inches by 2 inches. Don't quote me on that, but somewhere around there, or 4 by 2 or somewhere around there. Anyhow, I started out washing them with alcohol. Now, I don't have the alcohol solution that you should use. I'm actually using just isopropyl alcohol, and the one I have is 70%. Now, I know you're supposed to use like 90 or 91, but hey, I'm only using what I have. So the only problem I find with using this alcohol is that you'll get little crumbly bits of flakes of color when it blends in. But because I'm using like a baby wipe and my finger, I kind of wipe it away and work with it. In the beginning, I used drops of the alcohol in primary colors, blue, magenta color, a yellow color, and then I used a teal green because I decided that I like that color better than regular green. And I used it with the alcohol mixture in a little cup, like a little pouring cup, and I dropped it with the eyedropper, and I'm using my heat gun on the higher setting, and I'm just kind of moving it really quick to get little lines and curves in the alcohol. So at this point, I'm just going and I'm dabbing away areas that I don't like, and then I'm going to add more color, and I'm going to be quiet for a minute so you can see what I'm doing, and then I'll come back after I get the base going. Okay, at this point, you'll see that I am using the alcohol inks directly on top, and then I'm using a straw to get it moving, and I'm also using the heat gun. Now, I'm going to keep doing this with little drops, and then I'm going to use the mixtures. Here you see the little cup that I mixed together the colors, and I'm mixing between the two because one is really watery to me, and it gives a lighter color, but then it also makes the blending continue. It gives me a longer workability. Like I said, I don't have all the tools that I need to do it, but because I'm impatient and I can't wait for Amazon to deliver all my stuff, I'm going to go ahead and go with it. Now, what you see here, I'm getting little patterns of the colors. My idea is at this point, these 3 tiles I'm going to cover completely, unlike the other tiles that I did where I had some white space on them. I did the 3 together so that they match and they can be used in a mural or on a backsplash or whatever I decide to do. At this point, I'm adding the colors directly again, and as you see, they move. Now you see the little black ridge lines that you get. I know you get those when you use the alcohol blending, but for me, you can go back in with your paintbrush and you can even those out. You dip it in the alcohol or an ink and you just kind of buff it out, and you can actually get rid of those lines. But for my purposes, I don't mind them, and I know that some people don't like them. You will also see the little powdery looks of dark color in there. That's, like I said, from using the improper alcohol. You're going to get that. It doesn't bind completely with the alcohol that I'm using, but overall it works. And the effects I'm getting are really cool. Now I'm going to continue building these colors until I'm happy with where they're at. And, and from there, I'm going to get artistic and continue the process. So I'm going to be quiet again and let you watch what I'm doing here. And once I get the colors where I'm at, I'll come back and continue. At this point, I've gone ahead and I'm really happy with the background I have because I've got little bubbles here and little shapes here. And at this point, I'm going to go ahead and take, I have a little palette here, and I'm taking my little brush and dipping it into the same colors that I used in the background. I'm using the magenta here, and I'm making dots. Now I'm going to continue to make dots and use my paintbrush to make colors. Now, if you've noticed that you put the dots down and they don't spread, now you have to be really careful and do a little dot because they will spread into each other and bleed out, and then you'll just have a big blob of what you did. So go ahead and take your time, make little dots and do little lines, do squigglies, do whatever you want. But this part is so relaxing and it's so much fun because you can't screw it up. I mean, seriously, if you don't like what you did, take some alcohol and brush it off with your paintbrush or wipe it off with a baby wipe. Because these are ceramic tiles, nothing's permanent until I seal it. So I can continue to work freely and without care. And actually in this, you'll see where I did a spot that I end up in the end that I didn't like. And I wipe it off and I go ahead and I do another spot. And I'll go ahead and continue that process. So I'm gonna be quiet again and let you guys watch this part and let me know what you think, okay? And don't forget, don't be afraid to try this because as I said, on ceramic tile, just like any kind of plastic or glass, it's easy to wipe off with a baby wipe and some alcohol and you can take it off. But alcohol inks, you use them like paint. Make shapes, you can paint on it, you can make lines, you can make geometric shapes. For me, I like dots and circles and making it look, this one kind of reminds me of something underwater, like little sea anemones and little jellyfish. But I hope you enjoy this. I hope you really go and try this because it's easy, all right? And I'm gonna be quiet and let you watch it. I wiped off that little corner there, because what I did just looked like a blob and it really didn't look artistic to me. So I wiped it off with baby wipe and I lightly put some of that lavender purple in there. And now I'm using that same purple to make the dots. I think it gives a really cool geometric look. But like I said, this is an example of how if you don't like what you did, wipe it off and do something else. So I hope you try. These tiles are just about done here, and once you're done, I'm going to use some spray varnish to seal these, or you can use workable fixative and seal them. Because they're not going to have direct water on them, I think that's just going to be fine for what I'm doing. I also know you could use resin, but like I said, it's all experimental. You could also take oil markers and go over it and then seal it. But have fun, do this, try it. It's easy, it's fun, and I know you'll love it.